Greetings, everyone. I'm Dr. Anth. Today's topic is, why do we walk on two legs? In my video, Who's an Ape?, I stated that one trait that separates us from the other great apes is that we walk on two legs. How did it happen that our ancestors evolved from walking on all fours to walking on two legs? This question has many hypotheses, but no clear answer. In this video, I will present my hypothesis. Reminder, I'm a biological anthropologist. Based on the fossil skeletal material, our earliest ancestors who walked on two legs lived in what is now central Ethiopia on the Horn of East Africa around 4 to 5 million years ago. The region where these fossils are found is called the Middle Awash. In the 21st century, this region of central Ethiopia is arid and harsh. But 4 to 5 million years ago, there were rivers and streams flowing through woodlands, and the woodlands were edged with marshes. These earliest ancestors looked very similar to bonobo chimpanzees, except that their skeletons were adapted for walking on two legs. Bonobos live in a marshy forest in the Congo, so they often walk on two legs to avoid getting wet. But their skeletons are not adapted for walking on two legs. There had to be some behavioral change in our ancestors 5 to 6 million years ago that drove a population of great apes that walked on all fours to adapt to change and walk on two legs. What was the change? We know that juvenile mammals tend to be more adventurous and experimental. Several decades ago, Japanese researchers studying monkeys on an island decided to lure the monkeys to the beach with a pile of potatoes. The adult males got first dibs at the potato pile, then the adult females, and finally the juveniles. By the time the juveniles got their turn, the potatoes were coated in sand. One juvenile female took her potato to the ocean and washed it off. Other juveniles began to copy her. Then they discovered that dipping the clean potato in the ocean as they ate it made it taste even better. They were salting their potatoes. Gradually, all the juvenile monkeys were washing or seasoning their potatoes. Then the habit was picked up by their mothers. Adult males didn't bother washing their potatoes because they were at the top of the pile. Point of this story? New behaviors tend to be driven by the juvenile members of a species. Now we return to our ancestors 6 million years ago in the lush Middle Awash. Growing, active, juvenile great apes must feed themselves, but they do not get access to the best foods. Juvenile apes tend to walk on two legs more often than do adults. Put those two things together, hunger and a tendency to walk on two legs, along with living in an environment with marshes and streams, and you have an opportunity for innovation by an adventurous juvenile. My hypothesis is that a juvenile ancestor around 6 million years ago saw some bird eggs in a marsh nest, stood up, waded out into the marsh, and grabbed the eggs to eat. If she stayed in the water, she could eat the eggs undisturbed by adults. Eggs are full of the nutrients needed for brain growth, so she would also be getting a bump in her intelligence. Another source of food that is good for brain growth is shellfish. In this scenario, a juvenile playing near the water finds a bone that still has bits of flesh on it. She begins to drag the bone through the water and discovers that crabs are nibbling at the meat. When she pulls the bone out of the water, the crabs are clinging to it. She grabs a crab, eats it, filling her belly and juicing up her brain. When our innovator is old enough to have babies, they are more likely to survive because she knows how to find the most nourishing foods that also help with brain growth. Her children will learn how to walk into marshes and streams to find the best foods. The children of other females will copy her children. Over hundreds of thousands of years, natural selection will act on individuals in this group of great apes to gradually select those that move most easily on two legs. By 4 to 5 million years ago, walking on two legs becomes their primary form of movement. Also, due to the nutrient-dense foods, they will have become smarter than the other great apes. Juveniles drive innovation. Females are more likely to pick up an innovation if it improves the survival chances of their children. We have our grandmothers from millions of years ago to thank for our ability to walk on two legs and for our big brains. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel.